First one in the back left.
Steph, Davide Chinellato, NBA Italy. Can you take us through the process of your decision to pull out of the Olympics, and did the Zika virus play a factor in it?
I followed the reports and kind of got educated on that, but at the end of the day, that didn't have a bearing on my decision. It was assessing my body and knowing, one, what it was going to take for me to finish this playoff run, and considering the injuries I've had in the last few weeks in the playoffs, and the short time frame in between the finals and Team USA training camp, and then the time frame after that, for me personally, was going to be a lot to get my body ready for another year coming up. So that was my decision. I knew, obviously, the developments and kind of understanding the problem with the Zika virus, but it had no bearing on my decision.
Thank you.
Monty over here on the right.
CSN Bay Area. Steph, you guys are having troubles with Game 3, it seems. I mean, I think you're 2-5 in Game 3s under Steve. Lost all 3 Game 3s so far this postseason. Can you pinpoint what's going on when you guys go on the road for that first game?
If you think about this playoff series, the Houston series, I didn't play, and we still had a legit chance in the last two minutes to get that job done. So that was kind of just a missed opportunity. Portland series kind of the same way. And then last series, we just got dismantled in 3 and 4 on the road, and it was more a situation where we kind of, I mean, obviously the Thunder were a great team. We beat ourselves with turnovers and the details of the game plan that we knew we needed to correct or to execute at a very high level to win on the road. So we hope we can figure that out for tomorrow. This is a hostile environment for sure, and one that we remember from last year. So you got to get off to a good start and play with energy, to keep ourselves in it early and not have to, make crazy comebacks or do anything spectacular along the way. Just be ourselves.
Marcus, back left on 4, sitting down. Marcus, just raise your hand.
So when you watch the film, what's your takeaway from the defense that you guys have played 2 games? What do you see?
For the most part, we're just staying in front of guys. We're obviously doing a lot of switching, but we're not having many breakdowns on communication, knowing who's guarding who, loading up in transition so they don't get easy layups, and trying to just contest as many jumpers as we can. We're not going to lock up every individual talent they have on the team. You just got to live with contested shots and hope they miss and force them into those tough shots. So the biggest thing we need to do better is obviously less turnovers. They had, I think, 20-plus points off of turnovers, and if we can do that and continue to play the defense that we've been playing, then that should help us, especially on the road when it's going to be even harder.
Does it feel like you guys are playing or locked in defensively? Are you guys high-fiving each other in the film room at rotations and stuff?
It's not a big celebration, but it is a good feeling knowing we're doing what we can do, but we can be better, which is something that we need to challenge ourselves with for sure.
Third row on the center.
Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. Steph, last year in the finals, J.R. Smith struggled. So far in the first 2 games, he's off to the same kind of start. What is it that you guys are doing on him to take him out of his comfort zone and making things difficult for him?
Mainly, it's just like we were just talking about, not having any breakdowns, because some of the stuff they run for him, and they rely on some action that gets him free, especially for three-point shots. And then always just having a body, as close as you can on him and make him put it down on the floor. If he gets to the basket and makes a play, which he's obviously capable of doing, then we'll hopefully have help behind us. But you can't let him get open threes and get a rhythm, especially early in the game. So I know they're probably going to try to find ways to get him going in game 3, and we need to stay locked in and focused on where he is at all times while still having 5 guys in help position for the other actions that they run.
Any other questions for Tim right here? Second row.
The AP. Steph, when LeBron was in here earlier, and he, for obvious reasons, said tomorrow's do or die for them. Obviously, nobody wants to go down 3-0 against anybody, particularly a 73-9 team. But when you hear that from an opponent, when you know that it's kind of all or nothing time for an opponent, how do you not get sort of wrapped up in their thinking and sort of get away from the things that you have to do, things that you have to focus on, and instead focusing too much on what this game means to the opponent?
In a perfect world, we wouldn't hear anything they had to say, and we could just worry about what our game plan is. But obviously, that's not possible. But you have to have a collective mindset that we know they're going to make adjustments. We know they're going to come out with a sense of urgency, knowing the moment. But we need to have that same mentality because for what's at stake, if we are able to go up 3-0, that is a great position to be in. And that is the opportunity in front of us. So we can't get complacent. We can't celebrate anything because we haven't accomplished anything yet. And it would be good for us to have the same mindset he just described, regardless of the 2-0 lead.
Last two, Monty and Noah.
Steph, going back a few weeks now, in the second round, Oklahoma City lost to San Antonio blown out in game 1, blown out, came back and won the series. You guys get blown out in games